So they'll be calling you a radical. I was 19 years old when I did this stucco job. 1979. Now this is important. This ties into the lab, and I'll tell you why, because I did it for Mr. Dial. So he was a gem, that dude. Did a lot of these jobs for Mayor Madsen. I did the facade there. Weber State tore it down. Ruined the frescoes in there. Mayor Madsen didn't make any money. The job was, you didn't make hardly shit. Godfrey, I taught with Matt. He was a crook. He was a thief. I mean, I can get into that, but it's, I mean, what did they pay themselves? 160 grand or some ungodly thing. So a lot of, you know, Ogden, Utah, in Art Deco decay. The old mall, when I was talking about, was here. But before the mall, when they built the mall in 77, 78, they tore all those marquee buildings down. When I was talking Shadow Valley, the brick restoration. Recycled brick was a big deal. Recycling meant something then. You know, they don't care anything. And let's get back to this because of the Wuhan Lab. Now, his grandson, Bosworth, yeah, Brian, who was really quite the dude. I see they're working, they got this one tore back. You see a lot of these facades are coming down, thank God, but the problem is a lot of them had really grand frescoes on them, including that one on 25th with her, that female smoking the cigar they tore down. So, the Wuhan Lab, it's been confirming Kevin Blanch's work, you know, and so let's talk about my work and the blackballing of Kevin Blanch in this town. The craftsmen, what they did to me is, I wouldn't switch to the fake shit. That was the biggest stuff I found out in this house. I used to do all the restoration on the Ogden Mall. They were a company based out of La Jolla. You know, this is an old mark. It was always shifting. I redid those ceilings and that wall. Remember when the rail used to be marked? That was all me. Remember when the catwalk used to go there? Children behave. That's what they tell. Was that we say? Cause we're running just as fast as we can. I'm in that video, Tiffany, holding on to each other's hands. So the buildings they tore down to build the mall, all those houses in Shadow Valley. And by the way, if you're sick in Shadow Valley, you can bathe freaking Winnell and Western stucco and those guys. Remember the fake stuff they put right over? You got mold in your house. I never switched to the fake shit. So this is important. We got a little walk because we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hands. Fuck, what Matt did to that is disgusting. Oh, it's a fucking clown circus over there. It's even worse than the mall. The mall was a gym. The Ogden Mall was a gym. But you know, the buildings before that were even better. So all that old brick you see out through Shadow Valley, recycled brick here. He was coming, I mean, Mike Wakely, my close friend that I grew up with from the time we were little boys, he's fighting for his life. He did all these pavers when we were 18. You know, we were craftsmen. We were craftsmen. So let's walk down here. It's important because Kevin Blanch's work on the Fukushima disaster, Wuhan Lab, is coming out now. So this is the old Madsen furniture. Wayne's World, party time, party time. So I plastered this, they tore it off. So let's get down here. Head banging. Oh boy. We do a lot of that when we were kids on this. Washington. Long day living in Ogden, Utah. Got I-15 running through the yard. I'm a bad boy moving south down Washington Boulevard. Stay with me. I have dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs. And this is important because I want to get this up because this pisses me the fuck off. So I was a art early student at Weber State at 16 years old. I was in the AP art program at Weber High when I was a kid, and I was a radical. So these are our studios. Steve Songer, my neighbor, who I love, Jerry Hancock. Love that guy. Needs to be repaired along that windowsill. The water's starting to eat it up. But they came to me. This is the same guy who kicked me out, the panty painter, kicked me out of the AP bar. Probably the most important Well, it's like the art up around the corner. I talked to a girl, she's from the University of Chicago. She runs the Ogden's new art freaking district. I says, well, do you even know who Fama K. Brody is? Oh, I'm from Chicago, and you don't know who Fama... Do you know Bernard DeVoto is? Shut the fuck up. So, I did these. So, I mean, he kicks me out of school and then begs me to... I designed them, build them, my work. I have 10,000 of them. So here's the irony to this. So, in the early 2000s, they're building this, the new Weaverson. I'm having a fit. Tore down the beautiful old sporting good here, which that's what they did. They tore it all down. The old Mogg Mall, Nordstrom's, remember the walk went right here? Tear it down. Fuck, they'd tear down the Bertha Eccles building right there if they could get away with it. They tried. What they do here, the tower off the municipal building, I said. So I want to show you this. I'm throwing a fit. You can't put this junk on here. It'll eat it alive. Impenetrable. Fake fucking Moffat Brothers did this. By the way, the kids museum, the tree inside there, that's all. I built that tree out of plaster. That's my handprint in there, kiddies. Look at this. Mine's way older. Well, I just showed you. 1979. Running just as fast as we can. Look at this. This is 2002. Look at this. Nice, ain't it? Ain't it nice? Fuck, taxpayer money well spent. Nice, ain't it? Fuck, I remember when these clowns were doing it. Look at this. Look at this. Lovely, ain't it? Ain't that nice? Pathetic is the word. By the way, the clock right there has been stuck at 2 minutes after 10 since I was a little boy. That's the World Bank building. I knew Mariner Eccles personally. So I wanted to get these up. You know, the birthday. I mean, I go on and on and on in the city. I have, at one time I encountered 26 jobs I had just on Washington Boulevard alone. They blackballed me. Why? Because I wouldn't switch to the fake shit. First, they come for the crafts. Fucking unbelievable, you know. My daughter ran the Ben Lomond for a long time. Her, you know, you want to get a, go talk to Susan. You know, what they've done to the Ben Lomond is beyond a disgrace. The Eccles family should fucking be ashamed of themselves. Those aren't Mariner's kids. Mariner's Foundation, they're not his kids. Spencer Eccles, the second or third, they're not his kids. Boy, they sure got his money, his billions. So, it's important I get these, and we'll get back to this because I'll do 2 of these because Brian Bosworth, and I'll do another one, Mr. Giles' grandson had Timberline collection. We'll walk down to his. I wanted to get this. Running just as fast as we can. Holding on. Underneath that, all the restoration they covered up is mine. You know. Oh, don't even get me going on this one. Don't even get me going. So, now the history of all these buildings. Blackball me. Where you been, Kev? Haven't seen you around for like 10 years. I've been on my Mormon mission, Mike Lee. Really? Where have you been on your Mormon mission? By the way, Rusty, this is his old art studio. He's in prison for raping a girl, the photographer. His, you know, the girl he's married to, my old partner who helped me do that, Jimmy, he died in that fire fucking up Weaver Canyon. I spoke at his funeral right around the corner just recently. So running just as fast as we can. He and I are both in that video right there. We're working here and we're like, what the fuck's going on over there? Went over there. Yeah. Tear it down. So I was always wondering how this kid has so much money. He's rich, Bosworth, you know. His Timberline collection, it was horn, you know, horn chandeliers. Horn, you know, the horn hunters would come in, he'd buy their stuff, make furniture out of it. Very cool stuff. He was so loaded. I liked him, you know, he's busy, but he was going back and forth to China. And I'm like, well, you know, the imported elk, this is the elk capital of the world, really. You know, elk penis is a big thing in the Chinese culture. You know, the 12-year-old boy eats it. I'm not kidding. You know, animal part businesses. Wet markets, I mean, they're disturbing. Come from the China Sea, so all of a sudden he's dead. out of nowhere. Let's hurry before we get zapped. Luxury apartment. The piece of the shit, by the way. So, all of a sudden he's dead. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I knew him. He always had a fucking wad of cash about that big. And I always suspected that he was messing around because he'd go to China and back. And, you know, I'm like, I always suspected that he was involved in the, you know, wet market animal parts trade, which is a big trade. And I know that. He got a Chinese necktie. That's exactly what he was doing. Unbelievable story. I'll show you. Running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand. World finance out of the twos with the World Bank, which is hatched right there. Who's Mariner Eccles? Oh, this is the Federal Reserve. He used to call me and my twin sister the Hansel and Gretel. Look, I love that dude. Love it. He called himself a socialist. He was a billionaire. We got billionaire lefty socialists, and we got right-wing indentured slave capitalists. What the hell? Good dude. So, Timberline, here it is. They're ripping the facade off. I'm glad because it had a bunch of fake stucco on it. I'm glad they finally tore it off. There's frescoes inside these buildings. The Weaver State one, there was a really great fresco on the wall. One of them's still there, the other they tore it off. So, running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand. My daughter, my old school, calls me the designer in Italy. I just found out there was shut. Come on, you had to know that. That's me and Jimmy in the video. Oh, I remember that dude. He was crazy, whatever. He's dead. He died in the fiery crash up the S-curves. No. Yeah. So. He got a Chinese necktie, but I did this. So he says, I wanted to do it like that. I love that one. But this Winnell and these Western stucco guys, just like you in Shadow Valley, you got mold all over your house. He talked me out of it, said it wouldn't last. Who's still standing, motherfuckers? I was given too much to live. Where you been for the last decade, Kevin? Where you been? I've been on my Mormon mission, Mikey. Oh, really? Where at? The bone marrow transplant at LDS East State, given 2 months to live. Holding on to one another's hand. I'm still standing, motherfuckers. Stay in tune.